Welcome to Sports Talk Coast to Coast. Alright, let's start with this trade, OJ. Another Matthew Stafford trade, I'm going to call it. These fools gave up Ben Simmons, who cares, Andre Drummond, whatever, and Seth Curry, which I wouldn't have did. Plus, Tony, 2 first-round draft picks for James Harden, and I think they got a player. I can't remember what his name is, but he wasn't that good. The bottom line is the Nets got the better end of the deal, I think, anyway. What you think, Quail?
No, I feel like it's to be seen, because both of these teams are just, they just started to play with each other, and it's brand new players that never played with each other before. And Kyrie Irving, I would say the Nets got the better trade, but Kyrie Irving is only going to play. I gotta look this up and make sure, but they said like 5 out of 17 or something like that. If this COVID thing still go with where New York is not allowing players to play, then yeah, I think it was like 5 out of these next 17 games or something ridiculous. And I was like,
Kyrie shouldn't be part of the equation, because the bottom line is, I just think that the Nets or the 76ers, like the Rams, gave up way too much to get this. To make this trade. One, maybe a third rounder, but not 2 firsts. That's just too much, especially for somebody that's over 30 and who chokes in the playoff. As you have pointed, he's not going to
make any impact on the offense right now, though.
Right, because he's not even playing until the 25th. But as you have pointed out many times in the past, he locks up in the playoffs. He's a Peyton Manning of the NBA. He puts up all these numbers. I guess I can't say that about Peyton no more, because he does have 2 rings. But he puts up all these numbers in a regular season, and when it comes to the big time games, OJ, he doesn't put up the numbers in the playoffs.
Well, Harden is known for coming up short in the playoffs, but to me, I think Philadelphia is going for the right now, just like the Rams. You see it paid off for the Rams.
You just had to sneak that shit in there, didn't you?
You know it.
Yeah, this is about to be a R-rated podcast in a damn minute. Like you just said, they got to prove themselves, but I guess Seth Curry is over 32. I just don't like the fact that they gave up another shooter. Quail, who was the dude that the Nets gave up? Because it was Harden and somebody else.
Paul Millsap.
Who is he?
For
real.
Paul Millsap ain't bad.
He's a power forward. He got a little game. He used to play with Utah.
What that mean? They traded him for a reason, right? But Kyrie shouldn't even be in this equation. He's old news. The fact that he doesn't want to get vaccinated and he's only playing half the games. OJ suggested
but
that.
If he's not, but 1 second, if he is not, then what's the name won the trade, because you traded a guy that could do more on the offensive end, and that's what they need. And they need some, and obviously they need some defense. That's what Ben Simmons brings. But
yeah, but as OJ suggested in past shows, that the Nets probably should just pay the fine and let them play. And we threw that across the board, and it was kind of split down the middle. But OJ, doesn't Ben Simmons do the same thing that the 76ers had a problem with, as you suggested earlier last fall, that Ben Simmons and KD kind of take up occupy the same space?
Well, not really, because KD, he's a shooter, and he's a perimeter player. He can go inside too, but Ben Simmons, the way they should use him, because he don't want to shoot, as a center, somebody down low.
Let's be fair. He didn't want to shoot for 76ers. At the end of the day, maybe the 76ers won this trade because they got Harden, who's going to be available on the 25th, I guess the reports say. and he'll be available every day. Ben Simmons wasn't playing at all. Seen him at the press conference yesterday talking about the Nets team is going to be scary because all of the talent that they got. Boy, shut up and sit down because you ain't showed us nothing since before
That's
the
the same
playoffs
thing they
last year.
said. That's the same thing the Nets said with James Harden. Hey, y'all in the play-in. If y'all don't shut up. Oh, my God. Stop that. I'm sick of people saying, we're going to be scared. We're going to be scared. That's the same thing LeBron said when he got Westbrook. I'm tired of y'all. Shut up. Don't say we're going to be scary. Just say we will see. That's it. That's all I need to hear. We will see. If everybody's healthy and it works, it meshes together, then the Nets wouldn't trade. Honestly. But
let's be real, though. I don't know, though, because we got to see what kind of Ben Simmons we going to get. Because he ain't played this. I mean, it's been almost a year since he played actual minutes on the floor. So, and who knows? How do we know he didn't got over his little shooting slump and whatever the case may be?
Right.
And he just wanted to get out of Philadelphia because Doc Rivers and Embiid threw him under the bus. So, OJ, out of these two teams, who do you think has a better shot at winning the East? I'm not saying Milwaukee's not going to be a contender. I'm just saying out of these two teams.
Well, currently constructed, like I said, Philadelphia is the team right now, but over time, I think Brooklyn got the better end of the deal. But it got to be bored out, Time will tell.
All right, Quail, so why didn't the Fakers make a move?
Because it wasn't good enough, and they'd rather keep Westbrook than deal with John Wall, I guess, which doesn't make any sense to me. And they didn't want to give up that first rounder. So, because I guess, and I'd be skeptical too if I were them. I guess they think like, if we got to rebuild, we can't give up all our first rounders. But it ain't nothing. That kid, like they said, somebody said that kid is 13 years old right now. That first rounder. So, I mean, it's like, you really care about that? By that time, you could trade some players and get some picks back. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, get a guy that's decent and trade some picks for some other teams. Like, there's a lot of things that can happen. So, it's always just the rule of thumb to go ahead and mortgage a future on like a one first rounder or something like that. I mean, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't gonna be a problem. I mean,
I don't think it was the fact that it wasn't good enough. I think nobody wanted Westbrook, which, I mean, he's proven this year that he's not a caliber player. And the fact that
Houston said that they would give up John Wall for in a first rounder.
Oh.
That was the only team. It was a done deal, but the Lakers didn't want to give up that first rounder.
Well, if LeBron plans on winning the title in the next couple of years, which I think he only has, after this year, he only has one good year left in him, they should have gave up that first rounder. Because the NBA draft has not been the greatest the last few years anyway, so. OJ, what else you got for basketball? Anybody that made some big moves that you think is going to make a difference? I know Milwaukee got some new pieces.
Yeah, but I didn't really pay attention to the movement and taking of the trade deadline. So I really don't really care, to be honest. It's after the All-Star break, that's when everything starts to get serious. So.
Okay, we're just gonna call that the Tony method. All right,
Wait, we can. All right. I can go over all of these. Let's go over all of these real quick before we head out. So yeah, the Nets. Everybody know the Nets and 76ers. It was James Harden and Paul Millsap, 76ers, and then Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, a 2022 first rounder, and a 2027 first rounder.
Okay, so it's not 2 years in a row. Okay, I mean that doesn't make it much better, but
it's still and it's still spread out a little bit, so they ain't totally F. But then the Mavericks and the Wizards. So Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans went to the Mavericks, and the Wizards get Kristaps Porzingis and a 2022 second round pick, which is Spencer Dinwiddie.
Let's back up. Who did Houston get? Or the Mavericks? Who did the Mavericks get?
The Mavericks got Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans.
Who?
Spencer Din.
Who are them people?
Spencer Dinwiddie's a guy.
Dinwiddie,
He used to play
alright.
with Brooklyn.
And the Celtics, this is a decent. I don't know what is. I don't know who Daniel Theus is, but he must be all right because the Celtics got him and gave away Dennis Schroeder, Enes Freedom, and Bruno Fernando. The Bucks did a big 4-way trade. So Bucks get Serge Ibaka, a second round pick from Sacramento, second round pick from Detroit, and cash considerations, which is okay. I don't know why. Okay,
Hold up. Stop. You're saying that they got Serge Ibaka and a second round pick from Detroit and the Sacramento?
Yeah.
If there's a lot of talent in the college in the next, them fools ain't gonna do nothing but get richer because both those teams suck.
They gave up Rodney Hood and Semi Ojali to the Clippers.
Who? Do you know who those dudes are?
Rodney Hood, he played for the Lakers, didn't he? Before?
Who?
Rodney
Hood. I have heard that name before, but
he used to play with
he
the
played for
Cavs
Duke
when
too.
LeBron was there.
Yeah, right.
The Kings get Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Jackson, and Trey Lyles.
anybody paying attention to the Olympics? Okay.
No.
I was about to
Not
say,
at
okay,
all.
next subject. OJ, is the baseball still locked out?
As far as I know.
Which basically means you don't know.
No, I'm just saying. That's the last I heard, that they were still in contract, but basically the owners don't want to go to the table. The players are at the table, but the owners is like, forget y'all, we locking y'all out. So.
All right. Let's congratulate the Los Angeles Rams for their Super Bowl victory. All right, that's all y'all get. All right, OJ, shut up.
Sound real excited. Real excited, man.
Quell, did the Rams win that game or did the Bengals lose it?
Rams won it. They did. I'm gonna say they won
No.
it. They did. What you mean? No,
Hold on, Eric.
They
You'll
won
get
that.
your turn. Hold on. Now,
They won that. They won that game because it came down to the last play. Whatever people are trying to say about, they're cheating, they didn't call calls or ref and all that BS. Whatever. All the Bengals had to do was drive it down, score a touchdown, and they would have won. Am I wrong?
no. And the one thing that I'm trying to figure out is why Mixon wasn't in there on that third down play when they ran the ball.
Yeah. And then you want your best player in there, OJ. You know that. I don't care if it's a third down play and you got a third down back. When you got the best running back on your squad and you're in the freaking Super Bowl and you need a first down, that's who you put in the game. That's like that's like Seattle not giving Beast Mode the damn ball on the 1 yard line. Let's not go back there.
Yeah. Good point.
Let's not go back there. Let's not. But yeah, no. And you didn't double Cooper Kupp too. I mean, people that was just a bonehead move by the coach. How do you not put a man, the corner on him, and then a safety over the top, and then say, look, you gonna have to beat somebody else.
I'd have had two safeties over the top. I'd have had three people on him. Make somebody else beat you.
Right.
I want to go to Eric next because he said that the Rams lost or that the Bengals lost it. So why do you think that, Eric?
Didn't they have the lead with 2 minutes left, right?
No. Well, they did. Well, no. They had the lead with 5 minutes left. And the only reason I know that is because that's when Sean McVay made the smartest move of his coaching career and handed the ball off to Cooper Kupp to get that first down on fourth down, and it was like 5 minutes of change left. I personally thought he was going to punt and hang his hat on his defense, but he rolled the dice and won. I have to give him credit for that, even though I don't like his punt. But
yeah, I don't like it either. But yeah, but still, like I mean, if I was Zach Taylor, I would have just ran with Joe Mixon instead of getting Joe Burrow sacked. However many times he got sacked. I think it was like 7 times he got sacked in the second
But
half.
at the same time, they couldn't run the ball. Nobody could run the ball.
Nah, Mixon was moving the ball in the fourth
Mixon was
quarter.
moving the ball,
He was getting 8-9 yards a pop. That's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand why on third down he didn't have Mixon in there. OJ said because it's third down. Okay, fourth down, hand the ball off to him. Why are you going 5 wide with an empty backfield, knowing the kind of defensive line that the Rams have? That's a stupid rookie mistake.
I mean, you just trusting Joe Burrow to get.
I understand he's a great quarterback, but
but still.
But
you don't do that.
But Tony, that's common sense, right? 5 wide, empty backfield, fourth down. You need a yard against the greatest defensive line in the NFL right now. Is that smart?
No, not smart at all. I mean,
no.
Come on, man. That was just dumb. I was wondering why they was leaving them out back there unprotected either as well. I was like, whoa. And then it happened. That defense, man. I'm like, see, that's what happens when you play stupid.
Aaron Donald and Von Miller. My
man.
goodness.
Donald, man, he was a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast anyway, but come on, man. You don't empty your backfield and like dangle your quarterback out there like a red scarf in front of a bull. Come on, man.
Coming to you, OJ. Does this Super Bowl victory guarantee Matthew Stafford the Hall of Fame?
Oh, hell no.
What, OJ?
I don't know about that. I mean, 10 plus years in Detroit. I mean, 1 year doesn't make up for the past 10, but it's a good start. But
I heard you say hell no, Tony. Why? I mean, he got a Super Bowl ring. He got stats. So the ring puts him in the Hall of Fame, right? First ballot, right?
Well, hell no. No. Hey, look. Now, I ain't hating on Stafford. Now, as you recall, O and I were the only one who chose Matthew Stafford and the Rams to pull through for this one. I will say that.
Hold on a second. I'm going to stop you right. I'm going to stop you right there. We'll get to your answer in a second. Pull through. He threw 2 interceptions, and one of them was in the end zone. He didn't pull through nothing. If Cooper Kupp wasn't on that
boy
team,
was trash.
he wouldn't have won that game.
Trash. He was trash, OJ. Again, you know why? Because Odell Beckham went out and he couldn't do nothing.
And because the Cincinnati defense said he had to find somebody else. It's just they at the last
Their
drive,
defense, yeah.
They took their eye off the ball, so to speak. They let Cooper Kupp roll off, and that's what beat them.
It became the Stafford.
Exactly, Cooper Kupp, not Matthew Stafford. That boy is trash. That boy got lucky. He needed the best defense. He needed the best defense to stop him because look, think about that. If they didn't have the best defensive lineman in the game, Joe Burrow doesn't march down the field and score that touchdown and win the game and it's over.
Hey, we'll never know.
Again,
we do know.
I have to give Mcvay his credit because he made a gutsy call and he paid off just because of the talent of Cooper Kupp, and I actually like Cooper Kupp. I have the same relationship with Cooper Kupp that I had with Randy Moss. I hated the Vikings, but I love Randy Moss. I hate the Rams, but I like Cooper Kupp. But anyway, so, I mean, that was a smart decision. Cooper Kupp made him look good. But let me ask y'all this. I'm going to come to you, OJ, on this one. Is Sean McVay a better coach than Kyle Shanahan?
I would say yes. I mean, when they first started, McVay had the upper hand, but then, like, Kyle ripped off 6 straight until they lost in the playoffs. So I think it's about even out, so to speak.
I guess you got to go with McVay because he won a Super Bowl, right?
No.
I mean, yeah, you got to. He won a Super Bowl. It's all about rings.
Shut up.
It is all about rings.
Just shut up. That's like saying we going off quarterback wins.
Huh? We going off rings. You got to. Bill Belichick don't do nothing special.
Oh, okay. So are we going off actual rings one or just rings period? Because, you know, the Shanahan family has 2 rings.
No, we're not going with the Shanahan family. We're going off head to head. And then he beat him?
Cliff tried to backdoor him. It's the family. Come on, man.
Family. What? You gonna go to the Mannings next? It's the Mannings.
That's right. There's 4 rings there, baby. I like them both, I guess. I like the fact that Mcvay takes risks and he usually wins. But, I mean, without the players, though, without the personnel, and, I mean, that's just part of the game. But if he don't have Von Miller and Aaron Donald on this team, I mean, and even that corner. Help me out, somebody. Ramsey. Without them 3 players, does McVay win a Super Bowl? I don't think so.
So are you saying that they made the right call then? Getting these players together for this year and putting it all in. We'll see what happens next year.
I'm not
That's
saying
what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because I didn't mention Matthew Stafford. That's the big trade that we always talk about. Von Miller was a mid-season acquisition and he got traded for a second-round pick, so that wasn't really rolling the dice. I still think unless they win another Super Bowl, if Matthew Stafford doesn't retire, which this report say he might because his wife has cancer or something like that, and he wants to spend time with his 4 daughters, which I can understand. But if Matthew Stafford wins another Super Bowl, which he won't, but if he wins another Super Bowl, I will retire the Matthew Stafford bashing club. And now that it's all said and done, I mean, of course you can't go back and change history. I wish Buffalo would have won that game just so they could have played Cincinnati and beat up. I mean, because they would have ran the Rams out the damn building.
They would have, yeah.
The Rams got good defense, but I don't think that they could have that the Rams defense could have kept up with because the Buffalo has a great offensive line. So, but that's neither here nor there. The only way we're going to be able to see that matchup
Cincinnati had backups in, and it was still doing okay.
Yep. The only way we're going to see that matchup is on Madden 23 next year. Anyway, let's talk about next year. Who do y'all see being the powerhouse in the NFC? Hold on, let's back up a second. What do y'all think about this Kyler Murray issue? I'm coming to you, OJ, because that's your boy. You've been high on him ever since he came out of college. Now he's scrubbing all his Cardinals pictures from his Instagram account and basically making it sound like they need to trade him or pay him. I mean, what would you do?
That's because they are a little the ownership is a little iffy on whether they can give Kyler the money. And I can't blame him because he is a small guy and they do good, but then he takes that one hit and he's out. And then that team goes straight down.
But didn't they know he was a small guy coming out of college?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but then that's on them to protect him, right? So
that is true.
They're not sure they should put all their eggs in the Kyler Murray basket. That's what it all boils down to.
And I don't blame him. I don't, because the last couple of years, him and Kingsbury, they start out fast, and then Kyler gets hurt, and then it all goes downhill. So I mean, who's to blame here, him or the coach? All right, Tony, you know what Garoppolo brings to the table. Where do you see the best fit for him next year for the teams that need a quarterback? Pittsburgh, New Orleans, New York. I mean, if the Vikings could cut Kirk Cousins, that would be a great fit for me if I was him, but that's not going to happen. So, right. I mean, I think Pittsburgh or Cleveland, even though Baker Mayfield's on tap up there, and he's due $40 million, but I'd bench $40 million for Garoppolo if I was the Browns, but I'm just saying, where do you see the best fit for him now?
Well, it'd be easier lift for Pittsburgh because Big Ben is done, so it'd be easier. In fact, actually, he would probably do well there in Pittsburgh. But let's see, I'd love to see him with the Vikes. I really would, but that ain't happening. They don't have the fortitude to really make the moves that they need to make to really rebuild, start putting pieces
you say that like that's something new with all Minnesota teams. You know how it goes. If they get good and they let them go because they don't want to pay them.
Yeah. They just can't get right, man. They took a page out of life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and they can't get right running that damn squad. I love to see him in Pittsburgh since Minnesota ain't gonna do anything.
What about you, Quail? I think Denver would probably be a great spot for him too, because they already got a great defense and a couple of decent receivers.
I think he will be a good fit in, both. Either one. Got a good defense. I think he'd be fine. I think he'll be fine quarterback. He's just somebody that needs a lot going for him. I think he's better than Kirk Cousins. When it comes down to it,
you think everybody's better than Kirk Cousins? You think everybody's
good? He's not that much better than Kirk Cousins. He's a Kirk Cousins in reverse. He don't get no good numbers, but he got the X factor. He'll win you the game. As long as you keep him in the game, he'll win it for you.
Hey, look, I'm telling you right now. If I got Kirk Cousins and Garoppolo on my bench with 2 minutes to go and I'm down by 3, I'm putting Garoppolo in there all day, every day.
I'm telling Kirk Cousins to go home with 2 minutes to go. I'm like, just go home. Right. It's cool. Go home because we definitely putting in Garoppolo. At the end of the third, it's like, hey, Kirk, you might as well go home. Even if you get hurt, boy. Even if we get hurt, we ain't bringing you in.
All right, OJ, I'm coming to you with this one. Some talk shows seem to think that this is the make or break year for Tua. Flores is gone. That didn't have any confidence in him. Do you think that he is Miami's quarterback of the future, or was Flores right?
It remains to be seen. I mean,
what do you mean it remains to be seen? He's been there for 2 years already.
Yeah, but he didn't really have the full confidence. The front office really didn't.
OJ, I'm gonna try and help you out again.
No faith in him. No. Let me
know.
And Flores didn't really have any faith in him because he said he wanted Herbert. But anyway, this new quarterback, this new head coach is singing the praises of Tua. So maybe this might be the year that he proves that he's the franchise guy.
Hold on, Quail. Before you make your point, I'm about to ask OJ a question. OJ, if you get a new job and you go in there with somebody that's already been there, are you about to badmouth him from day one? Or are you gonna praise him?
Right.
Come on now, give me a break. Come on now.
What if the guy can't run my offense? Then I'm gonna say he can't run my offense. We need to get a new guy in there.
Okay, that's OJ speaking. Let's speak from an NFL head coach perspective that you just got your first job. Are you going to badmouth your quarterback, or are you going to go in there singing the praises to hope that he's on the same page with you and do what you tell him to do?
Well,
you asking everybody, you just asking OJ.
Actually, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna just see what I got in him, and then I'll just wait till week 4 to badmouth him.
Oh, damn.
Hey, the trade deadline is 4 weeks away, and then we're gonna make that happen.
When the coach says it, that's like 2 red flags. When an organization, that's a million red flags. I don't know why the Vikings picked them up. Stupid. However, going back to Tua, if the head coach and that coach that coach always believes in his players. The players have always said that. So if he doesn't believe in Tua, I'm gonna please do. He not the guy. Definitely. He never was, and he won't be.
Back to basketball. OJ, is KD better than or is Embiid better than KD?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. To me, I'm
there you go.
A Durant fan. I've always been a Durant fan, so can't nobody really shoot the ball like Durant.
OJ, I'm gonna save you again. The answer is no. Heck no. Joel Embiid is not better than Kevin Durant. What? Not even close.
Exactly. That's what I really wanted to say, but you gotta keep it PG.
I'm gonna tell y'all both wrong. It's closer than you think, and the reason I say that is because Embiid stays healthy. Durant doesn't.
That is a lie, Cliff. That is a lie. Don't even put that horn out. Because Joel Embiid was hurt the first 2 years of his career.
That don't matter. The last 2 years.
The process.
The
It's a
last
process.
the last 2 years where it has mattered, Durant's been hurt more than Embiid. Yeah, look, I believe that Durant is better than Embiid, but I don't think it's by a mile like OJ and Coelho is saying. I don't think they're that far apart. Yeah, KD
Joel
wins.
Embiid has inconsistencies. He don't. Sometimes there's nights where he don't score more than like 20, 25 points. KD is consistently a 27 to 32 point scorer on each night.
When he's on the floor.
Consistently.
When he's on the floor.
Don't matter. All right? That don't matter.
How the hell it don't matter when you say the best ability is availability? Ain't that what you say?
Because Joel Embiid was hurt his first 2 years, and last year he was hurt. He was hurt like 25% of the season.
No, he wasn't. It was only like 10 games.
Yes, he was.
He was only like 10 games. But let's ask this. If both teams stay healthy, who do you think's getting further in the playoffs? But let's say both teams stay healthy. Y'all say the Nets get deeper, right? I'm saying if both teams stay healthy, that the 76ers make it deeper into the playoffs. What we betting?
Because of Joel Embiid?
No, just because of their team as a whole. Because their secret weapon is Maxey. Y'all sleep on him. That boy can make his own. That boy can create his own shot.
We can make a bet. I do not think that
all right, what we betting? Further. What we betting? We'll figure something out later. All right, let's talk about the this other issue. OJ, do you think that Odell Beckham is done?
No, I think he's got another year or two left in him. It doesn't hurt that he got hurt in the Super Bowl, though. I mean, don't bode well for his longevity.
Maybe not, but he did score a touchdown, and he was in there for most of the half, and he helped them get to it. As much as I don't like the Rams, I got to give him his credit. I do like Odell, too. And they're talking about Mcvay. This fool ain't even 40 yet, talking about he might retire. What the hell? You ain't even did nothing, dude.
Yeah.
One Super Bowl does not make you.
I was shocked by that. I was shocked, like he said that. Like, what? What are you talking about?
No, I'm a real child. It's, mental health. It's stressful being a head coach. It might be getting to him.
Yeah, but he's only 30, bro. He's only 30, bro.
Man.
He's 30. He's actually 30. He's actually 37.
37, okay.
But you know what though, OJ? He gets paid for that damn stress. Give me that $10 million he's making a year. Hey, look, I'll be stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
It stress does affect everyone differently, but dude is young, and you gonna try to hit a knock one. What is that? Lead off home run? Come on, man! You gonna hit one home run and walk? Come on, dude. At 30,
36, and he's been a head coach since he's been 31. Since he turned 31, because he was the youngest head coach.
He was not. He has not been a coach for 6 years. It's only been, well, maybe it has been 6 years.
5 years. That's what I said.
Whatever, dude. It ain't like he's Bill Belichick. And now Bill Belichick came out tomorrow and said, "I'm retiring because I'm tired of this and I'm stressed." I can understand that. He got 6 rings. He been champion. He done ruled the AFC East forever. He done did something. Mcvay ain't did nothing. He's only beat Kyle Shanahan once in the last 6 years.
What are you talking about? When he first got, he used to beat Shanahan all the time.
The bottom line is he's only won one Super Bowl. That ain't enough.
You gotta admit though, dude, he's only been in the craft for less than a decade. You talking about retiring?
Now, if Mike Tomlin came out and said I need to retire because I need to spend more time with my family and it's stressful, I could understand that. He's been a head coach for 12 years, and he's been coaching, going all the way back to the Vikings for like 20 years. So that will be understandable. McVay, what has he done? He ain't did nothing.
It just sounds suspect.
No, he was on the Washington stuff. Him and Shanahan.
But guess what? They ain't won no ring together.
No.
He got 1 ring. He got a blip on the radar. He retires now, OJ. We don't even talk about him in 2 years, and you know that. Quail, who do you think is the most disappointing big 3 in NBA history?
The big 3.
Yeah, most disappointing big 3.
I'm gonna have to say, which I hate to say, is Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, because you should have been able to get it done with just Shaq. And
but to be fair, Kyrie, Durant, and Harden never made it as far as they did.
That's true, but they didn't play together like that, and everybody was hurt.
You're right, because I got the stats right here in front of me. That big three that I just mentioned only played 16 games together and only 5 in the playoffs.
Dang.
Because they were hurt, injured, or that's the same thing. They were either hurt or, whatever, Kyrie taking 2 weeks off because he needed a sabbatical, but he was in the club kicking it, but whatever. But yeah, they only, in the last 2 years, before Harden got traded, they only played 16 total games together out of 185. That's ridiculous.
The people in New York, Brooklyn should feel cheated.
Mm-hmm.
But when they was together, though, you see that magic.
That's why they ain't got no. That's why they ain't got no fans, because Brooklyn is used to this. That's they like, man, whatever, we'll see. That's why they ain't got no diehard fans.
I mean, I guess they get the same disappointment with the Mets. So I mean,
oh damn,
that's a logo, man.
Damn.
So OJ, who do you think is the most successful big three?
Oh, I don't know the most successful big three.
There's only one answer. You need to say it and quit playing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Say it.
That Chicago team wasn't really a big three, though.
Why wasn't they?
Rodman.
Why wasn't
Rodman,
they?
Pippen, Jordan.
They had Pippen and Jordan scoring and doing assists. Rodman getting the rebounds and throwing the ball. How come that's not a big three?
And they had the best record in NBA history.
I would consider Rodman does. I mean, his thing was rebounding,
but ain't that part of the game?
But he wasn't a real big. I mean,
yes,
if you don't get rebounds, you don't get points, right?
Board.
You don't get second chance points, right? And he can play defense.
I guess you can play a Chicago team there, but I don't know.
You guess.
What do you mean?
Yes.
I consider them a dynamic duo.
All right, OJ, we're done talking to you. Quail, who's the most successful big three?
Yeah, I mean, I actually, you know what, Sad? I actually do agree with OJ this time, honestly, because big three is not a big three. The only real big three was like, if you got superstars as players, a big three.
Okay, so who do you consider the big three? So I can rebut that.
LeBron, Wade.
Stop!
Wade and Bron.
Because Chris Bosh wasn't nobody's big three.
Go ahead and ring the bell and finish what you're finna say so I can rebut you, because you don't even know what you're talking about.
Hell no! Chris Bosh was only a big score in Toronto because nobody else was up there. When he was in Miami, he didn't do shit. Tell me he did.
I got him, OJ. Nope, I got him. So you're trying to say, so hold on. Was Dennis Rodman the number one option, offensive option on this team?
No.
No, stop. Was he ever? No, he wasn't, right? The answer the question simply. Yes or no?
In Detroit, yes, he was.
No, he was offensive option. He was the number one option. No, he was not in Detroit. No, he was not. Don't even go there. He was not the number one offensive option in Detroit. That's one. Chris Bosh was. Chris Bosh was the star of his team. That's why it makes him a big three. When you bring people together, no matter how bad they are, because James Harden isn't that good. You know what? Who else isn't that good? Russell Westbrook. But you know what? He was a star of his team. So if he comes to another team and he's considered a big three, no matter how bad he is on that team, he's considered a big three because he was a star and the number one option on his team. That's what makes you a big guy, a star, which is what OJ is saying. Yo, Dennis Rodman was never that guy. He never was that guy. Not once. He was a piece.
Okay, so are we going off being stars or championships? Because by my count, the big three that me and Tony is talking about won 3 rings. The one you're talking about won 2 and lost 1.
It doesn't. You're saying that you're saying what considered a big three, right? That's not considered
technically,
a big
I never said that. What I asked is the question was, what was the most successful big three?
Big three. Right.
I said, well, of course. Then there's no. Then I guess I would go with, I don't know, Miami. I don't know. There's no big three.
How about Jordan, Pippen, Harper?
No, Harper was lame, but I actually agree with Tony and OJ, or not Tony, OJ and Quail, even though I don't like neither one of them. But Miami probably was the most successful big three, and I only say that because Bosh was the man. LeBron was the man, and of course that was Wade's team before he got there. The only reason I'm conceding is because Wade is one of my favorite players of all time. So, but anyway,
he put Marquette on the map.
I will say that Chris Bosh wasn't that. He's not as good as they were saying he was. If he was, he would still get his. He would still get his. He would still get his somehow. He just did. He didn't. So he's not. He's a big three because he was a star. But he just, when it came to real superstars, he's a star. When it came to real superstars, he couldn't get his.
Yeah.
He
when to be fair, in a couple of those, I don't know what the definition of a big three is. I guess because, like you just said, if they come from all three different teams and they were the number one option, and then they have to concede to 1 to 2 to 3, that makes him a big three. But if he was a real star, to me, when LeBron froze up against Dallas, he should have stepped up, or Wade should have stepped up. I mean, Wade actually did.
Wade did step up.
Wade stepped up, but Bosh
had nobody else.
Right, but Bosh didn't. So to me, that kind of made him look bad. So OJ, let me ask you this, and you too, Tony. I mean, even though you don't watch basketball, James Harden wanted out of Houston because he wasn't getting along with John Wall, or whatever the case may be. He asked for Chris Paul to be traded because he wasn't getting along with him, even though they almost won a championship together. He went to Brooklyn and didn't get his way, so now he forced his way out. What happens when he gets an attitude with Embiid? I mean, seems to be a trend. Can I please put James Harden in a tie with Kawhi Leonard in the Crybaby Club?
Oh, you can. And if he does it next year, he's in the league.
Because to me,
he's gonna do it again.
They're calling it on talk shows, OJ, player empowerment. I think that's just a backdoor way of saying I want to cry and get my way because y'all can't do nothing about it. I mean, it's just... You're stupid. A professional athlete. Get out there and play your ball. Wait for the direct deposit to hit your account and shut the hell up. I mean, come on. Let's be real about it. Y'all get paid too much money to have fun. And you want to cry about who you play with?
Way too much.
Tony, give me $1 million for us to go coach a wrestling team together or be on a team and keep on losing. But you know what? You spit on my jersey by accident, so I want to be off the team, okay? Please give me that money, somebody.
No, I am going to have to agree with you on that one. I do agree that even more so than Kawhi Leonard, because at least he went to Toronto just being like whatever. Like I think that's where he got traded to, right? Did he trade to Toronto? Right, he didn't want to go there.
Right, he didn't want to go there, and he proved that because after the year was over, he went, straight to the Clippers where he wanted to go anyway.
LA like he wanted to. So again, this is James Harden. He got traded twice in 2 years.
I don't know. It's just, to me, these players in all leagues, but NBA more so than others, they cry,
oh my goodness,
he didn't pass me the ball, I'm gonna be traded. Or, they said I was faking my injury, and I really was, but I don't want to tell them that, so just trade me so I don't have to admit it.
Come on now,
man. They just make too much money to be crying like that to me, man. There was I forgot what show it was, but they were talking about coaches that have to handle the stars. And they referred to Phil Jackson with Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, and then Phil Jackson with Kobe Bryant and Shaq. Now, Tony, I'm going to bring this one to you. Do you think that Phil Jackson was what's the word I'm looking for? That he benefited from having superstars, or that he managed the superstars in a way that allowed him to win championships. Because some say that he benefited from having stars. I mean, but at the same time, you got to manage these stars and their egos, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a one-trick pony thing. I mean, what Phil brought to that squad was a certain discipline that nobody else had brought there. And you're right. I mean, he's got Michael Jordan, Scotty, and all these players, and you're trying to manage all these characters, implement a system, have them buy into it, and at that point, you're just literally managing personalities at that point. And he was successful in doing it. He took that same system, went to LA, and started duplicating some success there as well. So yeah, he benefited from having stars, no doubt. But what we all know, there's teams that have stars that don't really amount to anything or don't live up to their full potential because it's not the right system, as well as the coaching staff and all that. Attitudes flare up and all that stuff, and it just becomes more of a cancer and a distraction to the rest of the team, and they never really measure up. So that's my answer.
All right, OJ, I'm going to bring this one to you because what did Steve Kerr have that Mark Jackson didn't? Because, as you say, on numerous occasions, he bought the groceries, but Steve Kerr cooked up the meal. So what did Steve Kerr have that Mark Jackson didn't, based on the fact that he put that team together and Steve Kerr came in and, quote-unquote, benefited from the team he put together?
He changed the lineup. I mean, they still had the players, but he put the right lineup together.
Well, can we agree that if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, Houston wins a championship against KD's Golden State Warriors?
Yep. And then that. Oh, you want a big three? That's a big three. That's probably that's a good one. Actually, forgot all about that. Thanks for bringing that up. You said a real big three: Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant is definitely a big three.
Can't we take Klay Thompson off that radar and put Draymond there? Because he brought a little more to the table with the rebounds and defense.
I mean, not with Klay Thompson is still considered one of the best three-point shooters of all time.
I'm not debating that, but I mean, you've always said the best ability is availability, but he hasn't been there for the last 2 years.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying that during when Kevin Durant was there, the big three.
Yeah, that makes sense. I still don't agree with that fool statement talking about that team was better than the Showtime Lakers and the '96 Bulls. I still can't get with that. I can't digest that.
Well, they had the record-wise, but
they didn't win the ring. You can't if you don't win the ring, it don't mean nothing, right? You can be 73-9, but you didn't get a championship. So how does that? I mean, how can you justify that? So OJ, going back to you. So you're saying if Matthew Stafford retires this year because he won the Super Bowl and all that, he will. You don't think he'll make the Hall of Fame?
No. No, I think you got to do a little bit more.
All right, for Sports Talk Coast to Coast, for me and the boys. Thanks for joining us.